Welcome back. We're Nerding with APAC. This is your boy T'Challa BP74, along with my dude.
Salutations, my fellow blurs, nerds, and peaceful herds. It's your boy Codename Comet from the Nerding with Friends podcast. What's happening?
So it is Ultron 1. What if Ultron 1? And we see where, Ultron releases Ultron box on the world and all these nukes go off, right? There was a disconnect that I had. I liked the episode and where they went, right? With the whole Arnim Zola and all that, right? Mm-hmm. But I love where they took it.
Yeah.
I hated the fact that they made it seem like there was a nuclear fallout, but Scarlet Witch and Hawkeye is the last two people left on Earth. Right? So if there's a nuclear fallout, there's all this nuclear matter that's in the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. How is it that Natasha is running around normal? She ain't no super soldier, she ain't no super nothing.
Of all the people, like the humans are the only ones who aren't really affected at all.
And those two. Like, come on, man.
The one thing I liked about it is it was very reminiscent of the Young Avengers movie where you saw that Hawkeye's son at this point was the only one that lived.
There's the whole Clint reference.
Exactly.
The whole Francis reference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that whole situation in itself is just like, okay, like I see how y'all are incorporating things that even I kind of grew up with, because those are shows those are movies that were dropped when I was still in high school.
Yeah.
So it's like I like how they take certain elements of things that they've already done and just kind of revamp it. And with this one, I liked this was to me the most similar Natasha to one we actually have. Yeah. She was the closest to Scarlett Johansson's Natasha to me. Yeah. And it was very necessary that she was pulled out of it. Yeah. Not even just because that's the universe where Ultron was, but just because of that character. You need all of the other Natashas were a little bit different. Yeah. You needed the one who resembled the character that just had all of the situation. Given the times, everything that's going on, and the plans, and the way the grand scheme of things, and how Disney always seems to be in the know. It's like this is. Because they could have made that. It could have made her like anybody. They could have easily swapped those relationships or those personalities, and Hawkeye could have been that person. Because it's not like they had another Hawkeye. Yeah. Which also leads you to believe that one of the things that they are showing is that there's a new group of Avengers on the way. Mm-hmm. So all of our old ones, the ones that we're used to, it's time for them to go, whether it be to retirement, to death, whatever the situation may be. The fact that they're going with the War Hulk, that's probably a lot more long term. They're probably going to send Hulk away over this whole next phase, which is kind of cool because it shows you the transition of time. But I think throughout this, we might lose Hawkeye because we've already lost everyone else. Like, I don't know if we're going to lose Thor, but Thor has a bigger deal to deal with. At some point he has to become Odin, basically. Yeah. So it's like everyone has to transition to the next big thing. They've already swapped a Cap. They've already, Ironheart is on her way. We talk about the potential of Yelena Belova becoming Widow, but we also know that there's a long situation that has to be dealt with prior to her getting there too.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get Yelena Belova being the Black Widow again, because she came up in the Black Widow. I think with Val running home team, that'll be her widow. I don't think Yelena would ever cross over. If she does, that'll be cool, because at one point she is running around as the Black Widow because Natasha is presumably dead.
Right.
So if they do go with Yelena, I'm excited to see what they do with it. But again, no, you're right. It is definitely the closest widow that we have.